Mike's Daily Podcast.
Hello there, it is Mike Matthews. It is Podcastro Valley Mont today. Hello, Fremont. How are you?
Mike's Daily Podcast.
I almost missed you. That's crazy. I haven't been in Fremont in so many days. It's been over a week. I've been in a haze in my brain because I woke up early today, and I'm not usually my groggy self. I'm kind of awake, and I'm enjoying this. Unfortunately, that's not exactly how it goes every time.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
You get up at 5, but that's how it is. Greeting the day, and the sun comes up earlier now, and
Mike's
there's this
Daily
What is this?
Podcast.
The Plandemic video that links face masks to getting sick. Facebook and YouTube have removed that viral video. The woman featured in Plandemic, the coronavirus conspiracy video, just banned from social media. Judy Mikovits. She co-wrote a 2009 research paper that linked the mysterious condition known as chronic fatigue syndrome to a retrovirus that came from mice. Thousands of sick patients hoping for relief rallied behind her. Less than 2 years later, the follow-up studies failed to replicate the findings. That according to the Washington Post. And then also, the coronavirus pandemic virus conspiracy video spreads across social media. Major social networks are rushing to take down a new coronavirus conspiracy theory video, which is rapidly spread across. That's the thing. And if you ever saw, I have not seen Contagion. I've never seen Contagion, the movie. A lot of people have. Or was it Outbreak? One of those two movies dealt with the fact, I think it was probably Contagion because that's a more recent movie, about how social media would just spread lies. Spread the whole lies about everything to do with
And here's today's podcast picture.
Whatever the disease was that was taking over the world. The so-called Plandemic video is edited in the style of a documentary, has higher production standards than many conspiracy videos. That's very important. I think production standards, as we call them, or how good a quality the video is, often, I don't know, for me anyway, I don't know if it's to the typical viewer, it really shows you how much credence there is, how credibility there is behind whatever that video is espousing, whatever that documentary is. Basil agrees with me. But then some people don't notice that. We have a low threshold of video quality now because everyone's been doing shows from home. You've had people, doing shows that are usually on television with high production value, but they do their shows now from home because they have to, because of the coronavirus. Well, this is actually not going to be as prevalent as we become more and more open for business. And I guess television studios will start to actually have hosts back again. And a studio audience, who knows if that's ever going to happen again? Will Stephen Colbert ever have a studio audience again? I don't know. But when you're broadcasting from home, unless the corporation, the television company that you work for, goes into your house and rigs it all up, makes it look super nice, you're not going to have the best quality for your home. And you've had a lot of shows just go, okay, are we going to get so-and-so on camera? Okay, good. What kind of camera does he have? Oh, he's using his crappy laptop camera? Okay, well, we'll just have to use that then. And you've got all the time. And people talk this far away from the microphone when they're doing this, and just it's bad quality. I don't like the quality. Do most people notice quality? I don't know. The average person who's got all this others, their life is not media. Their life is just getting through the day-to-day and doing their important things. So people get sucked in with the good production quality of something like a pandemic video filled with medical misinformation about where the virus came from and how it's transmitted. Is it still misinformation? It's not confirmed. As far as I have been able to find, it has not been confirmed that the coronavirus came from a lab in China. This is what I heard a couple different people say that were on the radio. I don't know. That has, as far as I've looked, has not been confirmed. So I don't know if we can completely at this point blame China. It came from China. Did it come from China for sure? I guess it did. So I'm all confused because a lot of people are playing the blame game. I'm just saying be careful before you do that. Despite efforts to remove it, users are constantly re-uploading the clip. Since the 26-minute video first appeared earlier this week, it has exploded across YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and other websites, prompting an attempt to remove it. Among its claims are that the virus must have been released from a laboratory environment and could not possibly be naturally occurring, that using masks and gloves actually makes people more sick, and that closing beaches is insanity because of healing microbes in the water. Such claims are not supported by reliable medical and scientific advice. This according to an article from Yahoo News. Actually, that was taken from the BBC. And there... So, anyway, medical myths. We just got to get up on our medical truths. What other things did Mike hear on the way into work today? Let's see. Oh, one thing that I have not done since I've lived in the Bay Area, I have really never listened to in real time as they are live, the Sarah and Vinny show. Now, they have been doing mornings in the Bay Area at least since the 90s. And I remember I first heard them in 99, or was it 2000? Right in there somewhere as we go outside the cafe anyway. We're bringing Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcastro Valley, Mont today. And I remember I was living in Ventura at the time, and I wanted to drive up to the Bay Area. I rented a car. I drove to the Bay Area. I booked a bunch of hotels along the way. I stayed one night in San Jose, San Francisco, Santa Cruz, and then one night in Monterey. Sorry, my computer's having some issues here in Podcastro Valley Mont today. And I was in San Jose, and I remember getting up, turning on the radio that was in the hotel, and I start listening to Sarah and Vinny, and I was like, we don't have anything like this in Ventura. Everything where people just talk conversationally, matter-of-factly, and just this rapport between the two of them. I loved it. I was like, why don't we have this in Ventura? And I said in my mind's brain, that if we had this on in Ventura, it would be huge. Which, at that point, they should have just syndicated it to Ventura, which they could have done. But they did not. And it's still on the air. I think for a while, Vinny had left, and there was Podcastro Valley resident No Name in there for a while. And now Vinny's back. He's been on for a while. And so I heard them discuss the fact that we're slowly coming out of this. The rest of the country is, some parts are completely out of it, pretty much out of it. I mean, still having to wear face masks and do as much social distancing as you can, caveats here and there. But in the Bay Area, we are still in lockdown mode. And the traffic, though, is slowly coming back because people got to get out there. People got to make money. And actually, on my way into work today, I was driving in at 5:30 in the morning, there was some traffic, but not that much. Actually, I was expecting a lot more. So it's still pretty slow, but it's going to get bad, as I mentioned in a recent podcast. It's going to get really bad. So they were discussing about how... Oh, and it was the funniest thing I heard that I think I've ever heard on any talk show. And they have a young guy that's on the show. Sarah and Vinny are probably more my age. They had this young kid on. He's like their, I don't know, traffic reporter or something. And he's talking, once again, this far away from the mic. This far away. Like, you can't even hear him. And he's talking, and suddenly Vinny goes, "Get on the mic! Get on the mic!" And the guy's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. It sounds really loud in my headphones." Well, then turn your headphones down. For any of you starting in radio or podcasting, turn your headphones down. For one thing, you're ruining your ears with the loud volume. And if you're listening to this podcast at a really loud volume, you should turn the headphones down. Turn it down. Turn the earbuds down. Don't destroy your hearing. Bring it down. Bring it down now. And that is apparently why this radio professional, this young kid, I don't know how he's now on the Sarah and Vinny show after being just born. And now he's on the show. And apparently he has no idea here in the number 5 market in the country in San Francisco that you have to be on the mic when you talk. And even Sarah said, we've been getting complaints that you're too soft on the mic. You got to get on the mic. The rest of us are on the GD mic, she said. And I'm like, GD? What's that sound for? General Electric? No, that would not even work. But myths. Myths, my friend, myths. Like the 2-horned Sagittarius satyr that walked about. Was it satyr? Satyr. That guy running around, the centaur, I meant. Like that kind of a myth. That's what I'm talking about. Astrology, all of a sudden. No. Wait, where are we? We're back on the topic. Let's get back on topic. I also heard today, coming in, about getting property damage due to COVID. In other words, let's say people come over to your house that are infected with COVID, and now your house is infected with COVID. Can you get insurance damage money from that? That's just far-fetched in my mind. But so, to sum up, look, we're outside a cafe anyway. There, I summed it up. Somewhere in Podcastro Valleymont, the last place on earth. Look who's here. Hello, Michael Max, it's Madame Rootabega, and I am enjoying today's show in Podcastro Valleymont. Ooh. Do you like Fremont? Yes. Do you like all the great restaurants in Fremont that are closed, but they let you take out food? Yes. Would you ever move to Fremont? No. Okay. Moving to Fremont might be a little... It's a little... When the traffic picks up again, it's not going to be pleasant here. I will admit. I've gotten stuck in some bad traffic jams in Fremont. Look who else is here.
Hello there, Mike. This is Valentino, the parking attendant.
And this is Bison Bentley. Do you know that?
Mike, it's really great to be on your show 2 days in a row day.
Yeah, 2 days. Do you know that? Happy Friday. Yes, it's Friday. Happy Friday to all of you. And I will be on the website kkdv.com on the weekend on Sunday from 9 to 5, something like that, on Sunday. So tune in. There's a link there at MikesDailyPodcast.com. And you can also call me and let me know what you think about all of this at 336MM Daily. 3 plus 3 equals 6. MM as in Mike Matthews. Daily isn't what this podcast is. I just want to say it was a dream come true. Or it was a dream I had at one point to move to the Bay Area and to wake up and listen to Sarah and Vinny live on my own radio. Not have to listen through a stream, not have to listen to their podcast, which I don't know how that is. They, to me, shine because they're live on the radio. And they just talk matter-of-factly about current events. And they're rather funny, especially when they yell at young, rookie radio people. I love that. And I will always love that and cherish that for all the days to come. So, to me, it's a dream come true to be able to listen at 5 in the morning, even though I had to get up that early and drive into work, and to hear them talking. It was awesome in the Bay Area. So, here we go. Have a great weekend. And give me a call, 336MM Daily. 3 plus 3 equals 6. MM as in Mike Matthews. Daily as in what this podcast is. I had to make it memorable somehow. Hey, look, the podcast picture today is of this awesome tree that I saw on my walk with my lovely lady friend recently. And I've been enjoying that, working from home and being able to take walks with her. It's been wonderful. And it's restored my soul. It has been it's been invigorating to my soul. And so I think we should do, if you are, home quarantining, which you probably are in the Bay Area, and you have not been able to go to church, a lot of churches are offering their services through the internet. Now, if you have a good 5G on your phone, and you are this weekend on a Sunday morning, instead of now being at your church, you can log online, and I'm sure there's a donate button on there somewhere, so you could still offer tithings and all that. But instead of being in your church, you could actually go out on a hill somewhere, or out and be in nature like we are here outside a cafe anyway, somewhere in Podcastro Valley, Mont, and you could enhance your church experience even more, because nature and God, they're like, and it's connected. Because if you tore down all the buildings and all the things that man and humankind has put up, you would just have the trees and the birds and the tweets and the water rushing by. So maybe that might be an interesting experience. Of course, there would be no Wi-Fi or 5G for you to even listen to the service. So I've just eaten my own Logic, and it was a pretzel. It was a pretzel Logic. It was delicious, and it was a Steely Dan album. And it's the end of the show because Ariel's talking. Thank you, Ariel. Take us out. Next show, it'll be the wonderful Chely Shoehart, Floyd the Floorman, and John Deere the engineer. Thank you for listening to FFF2031.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MikesDailyPodcast.com. Email Mike now at MikesDailyPodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!